Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Seven Lakes podcast. It's the first episode of this school year. And today I'm here with Miss Finnesand. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, Carrie Finnesand, principal, Seven Lakes High School, 8 years strong.
Yes, that's our Miss Finnesand, our principal. How was your week so far, first week of school?
It's been going really well. It's been a smooth start, just like y'all never left and you're back and we're at it again.
Yes.
So,
Anything interesting happening this week?
No, it's actually been pretty good. We had our first home volleyball game, so that was good. We took Cinco in 3. I was really good about that. Went to the football scrimmage last night. We got rained out, but that's okay. Getting back into watching everybody.
Everything?
Yep.
Yeah. What is something you're most excited about as we kick off this school year?
I think every year I am super excited about watching you all compete and perform. I think that's the best part of my job. I think, you get bogged down with some of the business side of running a school this big. And then I get the opportunity to watch you all. I know I've traveled with you before
Yes.
For tennis and getting to watch you all do things that you just excel at and perform and compete and travel with y'all and get to know you guys so much better is what makes the energy of being a high school principal just something that I love. And the longest job that I've had, I've been at elementary, junior high, and high school. And, I've been here the longest of my entire 30-year career. 30 years.
Wow.
This is year 30
This
for
is
me.
basically your family at this point.
I started when I was 10. So I think that that's the piece I get so excited about, having you all back, the energy that kids bring to the building. In the summer when it's just me and my secretary, I kind of look around and I'm sad and it's quiet. And
Especially
when you
with
guys
such a big
come,
school.
That's right. Well, when you guys come back, it's just an energy that you can't describe. You know it when you guys aren't here, but you know it whenever y'all are back in the building. So it's great.
Mm-hmm. What do you love specifically about Seven Lakes?
I think what always amazes me is how good we are at everything. I mean, it sounds,
Not to brag.
it sounds a little arrogant, but if you ever come into my office, I have all of our medals that we have earned since I've been here, since I got here in 2018. And it's just pretty impressive to be with you all and watch the level that we compete at. And consistently, we are the highest performing school in Katy and the greater Houston area and one of the best across the state. And it doesn't matter what year it is or what changes we face. The level that our teachers deliver instruction and you all perform and compete just is consistent. And I think that's the part that just makes me love it so much. And, I think, I say this all the time about, how great our students are. But I don't think people appreciate that unless you've been at other schools like I have for years and years and years. And you really appreciate truly how amazing our student population is, how respectful, how hardworking, how kind, how accepting, how tolerant I feel all of you are. And I think that's what makes me love this building and this school and all of you so much is just like, I know we're going to get to the cell phone thing, but I just never doubt that no matter what is thrown in front of us, like it's all going to be okay because you guys are just so respectful and kind and we work through everything. So,
And I've noticed like every year there's always something like a highlight or some team does this, a group does this, some achievement, some student.
Yes.
It's always something to talk about here at Seven Lakes.
And I think too, some people take for granted sometimes like our state send-offs. There are other schools that have never had a state send-off ever.
Yeah.
And we do it on a weekly basis. Like, when should I schedule the state send-off?
It's like, when is that? I think our team got here
I know.
somewhere.
And we just know what to do and how we do it. And we have a protocol for state send-offs. And there are other campuses that have never gotten to experience that. And we experience it. And I just hope nobody ever takes that for granted because it's so rare, but we don't think it's rare because we do it all the time. And that's just a testament to y'all. So, yeah.
Yes. And then you said something about the phone policy. We talk about that. What do you think? I know you talked about the senior meeting.
Yep.
What do you think about the phone policy that Texas enacted this year?
Yeah, it's like I shared with every grade level, and I think seniors, I'm a little bit more candid with you all because you are the leaders in the school, and we've been together for 4 years, and I feel like I can talk to you all a little differently. I think I treat everybody 9 through 12 like young adults, but you all, I really trust to kind of help me navigate the school year and set the tone for what our school year is going to look like. So I'm pretty honest with you all. And I told you, and it's true. I really feel like what we did last year was effective. I don't think we should have cell phones during the instructional period.
That makes sense. I feel like.
Right. I'm not on my phone during a meeting,
Right.
and so I think that is just a life lesson we all need to know. But I do feel like during class change and at lunch, if you all want to check your phone or text your parent or see how work is going, or if there's
Yes.
a change in your schedule with athletics or fine arts or whatever, we should be able to do that. Unfortunately, the state of Texas didn't think that we should, and you all know that I'm a rule follower, and we're going to follow the rules, and I'm going to enforce that. I just wish that they would have allowed us as high schools to maybe use our professional judgment in what we felt like our kids could handle. And I really felt like you all did a great job last year with our bell to bell, no cell. Now it is really bell to bell, no
Yes,
cell.
I like that rhyme. Whoever came up with that, that's fun.
You know, and I really feel like we did a good job with that. And I'm hoping that maybe we can maybe pull off of that just a little bit, but until the state tells us we can, we're going to enforce that rule. I will say it kind of warms my heart a little bit to watch you all at lunch actually communicate with one another, you know,
Yes.
talk, and the games.
Yeah, we don't know that anymore. Talking.
I know. And, you know, I bought all these games, and, you know, we
Yes.
brought them in a wagon. And yesterday at lunch, I can't remember the game that y'all played, but you used to play with cell phones and you put the word up.
What's it called? There's like different names. I know the
Yeah.
phone app name is like charades.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
So
Yes.
we got the headband version because
headbands.
yeah,
Headbands.
so headbands. And so yesterday at lunch, you know, we're walking around and we see kids with the headbands on playing
Oh
the
my
game. And so I do feel like that piece of it has been really good. So there's this, you know, do we have like days, like if they ever give us back some local control, can I have, okay, today at lunch you can have your cell phone, but maybe not tomorrow, because I do love seeing that about you all, like playing games and talking to one another, and, you know, kids bringing, I had a student the very first day brought up to me, it's like, Mrs. Finnesand, can I have this Walkman? And it was a CD Walkman.
Oh my
And I
goodness.
looked at him, I said, first of all, where did you get that? Because I'm pretty certain that's vintage. And he said, Amazon. You could get one on Amazon. I said,
Amazon
where'd you
is
get the CD? I know.
everything.
And just, I think the creativity piece of it, kids, you know, downloading some Spotify to their Chromebooks.
Yes.
I think I've learned how invested in music some of you are, because that's all you really cared about. I just want to listen to music. So,
Yes.
but you know, that's how I feel about it. And like I told you all, nobody asked my opinion. If they would have asked my opinion, it would look a little different for our campus.
Yeah, Miss Finnesand puts her foot down.
Yeah. But, you know, I think, you know, y'all have just done such a nice job of helping us comply with it. You know that we don't have a choice, and we're all going to just comply with the rule. We cannot like it, but we're going to follow the rule. And you guys have just made it super easy for us. Way better than I thought it was going to be. Way better.
Yes, I actually thought people were going to completely like disregard the rule and like mass rebel or something.
No,
But
I
it
mean,
actually-
we've like maybe gone to one or two classrooms since school started because somebody had their phone out. Yesterday was none. And when you think that there's almost 3,800 of you,
that's a good statistic.
it really, really is. And you have one that pulls their phone out, and it's not even disrespect, right? At that point, they're like, I'm sorry. And so I think that just speaks again, you know, kind of circling back to the beginning part of our interview, just who you guys are and
How Seven Lakes is.
and just you guys are so compliant and helpful, and you know, I think that's why I kind of talk to y'all in a very real way and just tell y'all how it is, and like, this is what we have to do. So
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people are going to be young adults entering college soon, and it's like, I feel like maybe schools should prepare them more, I guess, for the real world, quote unquote. So
I agree.
something.
I totally agree. Yep.
what is, speaking of like graduating or graduating middle school maybe, what is the biggest piece of advice you would tell freshmen as they're coming into their first year here at Seven Lakes?
When we meet with freshmen every single year, I meet with the freshman parents before school starts, and then I also meet with the freshman class, just like we do y'all. We've done it every year. We meet with y'all. I think freshmen, the biggest jump is from their 8th grade to their freshman year. Yes. Being a principal at every single level, I think that's the largest jump and expectation, because high school, and I always say this is for all the marbles, right? Everything you do from day one to the end really sets you up for the rest of your life. And so I tell freshmen they need to start how they want to finish. I want them to pay attention to their academics. I want them to put in that work, but I also want them to have fun and get engaged and get connected. So it really is a balance, and it's them navigating that balance of being treated like a young adult and starting at such a young age and preparing themselves for graduation. I think now as a senior, if you would have made some academic choices your freshman year, it could be impacting you right now as you're applying for college. And they don't see that right now. But as the years go on and they come through the system, they understand, oh gosh, I probably should have studied a little bit more for that class.
Yeah, it's painful to see, like, if I'm like walking around the halls or I'm like in a class with maybe freshmen, sophomores, they keep me my third alternative class, so I'm in that class with that. But a lot of freshmen are talking about like, or like sophomores maybe like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have slacked off in freshman year because they thought, oh, it's just freshman year, we'll just have fun. Yeah, have fun, but also make sure you're still on top of your things and everything. And it hurts me to see juniors as well panicking like, oh no, I should have done this when I was before this and this and this. Or I should have had more fun, like that too.
Well, and I think, I hear both of those from seniors, right? I have some seniors that will say, now, Mrs. Finnesand, my freshman year, I did not handle my business. So I'm struggling, because they now grow up and they understand, I want to go to this school or I want to do this or that, but maybe I didn't set myself up my freshman year to be able to achieve those goals that I set for myself. But then I have the flip side where I have people who handled their business their freshman, sophomore, and junior year, and their senior year, they're double late or double early,
great.
And
it's
their
amazing.
Classes are just a cakewalk, and their senior year is beautiful. And that's really what I want for people. I want their senior year to really just be a year where they can kind of just take a breath for a minute, because I think your junior year is one of your toughest.
So glad I got over that.
I know,
one.
right? It is, and
my.
We know it, right?
Yes.
Because you're on the other side of it. And so I just think that that's the piece for freshmen that they really need to understand is this is high school now, and you need to make sure you study and you need to make sure you're putting in the work, because it will impact you for the rest of your high school career if you don't.
And in the long run too.
Absolutely.
It kind of sets you up, not only just academics, I feel like, but also how you are, your habits, your group, how do you interact with people, how do you do stuff. So
absolutely. And I've told you all this for years and years. I do not want a walking GPA. I want you to be connected. I want you to do things. I want you to be engaged because, the soft skills that you learn from being a part of a group or an organization are things that are going to make you the most employable and help you get the job over somebody else.
Correct. Yes.
And that's the piece that I think, I've really tried to drive home from the very first time that people, that the freshmen come in is you need to be connected to something. So
yes, that's something super important.
Yes, yeah.
And I think that really is exemplified here at Seven Lakes as well, like a diverse, well-rounded
student. That's what we want, right?
That's what we want here. Fun question for you today. If a student was to mention you in a conversation to their friends years from now, maybe not here at Seven Lakes, just somewhere else, what would you hope they say about you as a person, and what kind of principal you were at Seven Lakes?
Well, first of all, I think, being a principal of, almost 3,800 kids, and, we graduate over 900 kids every single year. I think the fact that they would know me enough to have an opinion about me would be my first goal, right? I hope that every senior that walks across that stage knows me, knows what I believe, and how I have, how I've acted over 4 years toward you all, because I think, sometimes people think that you have a title in front of your name or back of your name, and and it just commands a certain respect. And I just don't believe that. I think you have to walk it every day. This is a question that makes me, I think at the end of all of this, right, as I'm in year 30, you know, what do I want everybody to say about me? Right? What do I want the staff to say about me that have worked for me? What do I want you all to say about me? I think the seniors, when they leave, I would want them to reflect back on our time together and think, she was supportive. She was our constant champion. She had our back. She would fight for us. She was fair and consistent. I think everybody knows I don't mess around, but you know, I think it's that respectful balance that we all have, that I am beside you all. I am at your competitions. I am supporting you. And that's what I really, really want people at the end of all of this is, you know, I know, you know, you guys will say, I mean, you love you some Seven Lakes, Mrs. Finnesand, and I do. But I think at the end of all of this, those are the things that I would want people to say, that I was supportive and fair, and I was constantly advocating for you all, and I was approachable, and I was responsive. And I would want everybody to say that for me, about me, and that I would fight for you guys. And I think I have, you know, sometimes, you know, I use this analogy about what ditch are you going to die in? I think when it comes to y'all, I'm going to die in a ditch probably a little faster because I just think that if somebody's not advocating for you and fighting for you, sometimes there's missed opportunity, and I just don't ever want that for you guys. So that's what I want people to say about me at the end of all of it, right?
You embody the perfect principal, someone who's like for the school, for the students, but also like, I guess like in a way a friend as well. Like you can tell people, tell you things, and kind of see you as a role model for just activities and things like that.
Well, I think if that's what people think of me, I would be honored. You know, I think, you know, the other part of it is kids will email me directly, you know, but I think that makes me feel good that the students in this building, I'm their first person they would reach out to when they're having a problem or need help with something. Specifically, the juniors and seniors do that because you guys have a longer relationship with me. But I think because you guys know I'm going to listen, I'm going to respond, I'm going to try to help. And if I can't, I'm going to tell you why we can't do that. So I think to me, that's the biggest compliment, is when you all feel like you can reach out to me and you know that I'll help you.
All right, so we're going to close off this episode with one last question. What's one message you want every student listening right now on this podcast to carry with them into this new school year?
Always, always, always do your best. You guys know I say it every time. I want us to work hard and I want us to play hard. Yes. I want you all to excel academically, but I also want you all to be high school students and enjoy every piece of high school. Specifically to the seniors, do not let one opportunity pass you by. Participate, go to things, hang out with your friends, attend events, support everybody, because it's going to be gone in a flash. We will remember sitting here on the second week of school when we're having graduation practice in May. Wow. And it really is. It flies by. Your entire high school career flies by. So I think that's my piece of advice. Work hard, but play hard, and never let an opportunity pass you by.
And always enjoy it.
Yep.
Every second, every minute, every day.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Ms. Finnesand, for coming in today. Is there anything else you would like to share to the audience today?
Go Spartans.
Yes, stay classy, Spartans. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next episode.